Okay. Bring it this way and bring it this way. So that way I can see you guys instead of the tree. A little bit closer. You don't have to be right there because now you're in the way of the camera. We're getting closer.
Hey guys.
You're just.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi, sisters.
Okay, so I'm not cutting that
Hey,
out
what's up, you
because
guys?
That
Yes.
is recording right now. So now I get to send that to all of my classmates. Yeah. So thank you so much for that.
Well, that's embarrassing. Don't worry
Mission
about it. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
That's
it's recording.
embarrassing.
Hi, sisters. Welcome. Hi, sisters. Welcome back to another video.
Okay.
Cut that eye.
Which YouTuber are we gonna imitate now?
So it's gonna be nice and short. All right. But today, we're talking about focus and concentration and attention. Okay. So first things first. What do you guys think of when you hear the word focus? And you guys should all have an answer to this because I can almost guarantee that your coach somewhere at some point in your careers has told you to focus. Right? So what do you guys think of focus?
Concentrate.
Concentrate. So what was that? They're synonyms? Ah, okay. So we're going to get into that. They're actually not. Okay, so they all kind of have different things or mean different things. So attention, right? Attention is just your ability to bring in stimulus, all right? So I'm paying attention when I'm sitting in class and I'm listening to what the teacher is telling me. So I'm picking up on the vocal cues, I'm picking up on their body language, I'm sucking that information in, okay? Focus is when you're directing, is what you do when you direct your attention to a specific thing, right? So if you are paying attention and you are super focused on what the teacher is saying, you're able to kind of get that deeper understanding as opposed to just kind of hearing the words that are coming out of their mouths, right? At the same time, then, when you talk about concentration, okay, concentration is your ability to tune out other pieces of information to stay focused on whatever it is that you're trying to stay focused on. So the kid who's trying to talk to you sitting next to you, it takes concentration to tune that kid out and pay attention to the teacher, which I'm sure all of you guys do when you are in class and your teacher is talking.
I'm totally not the one that's talking.
Of course not. Of course not, right? So those are how those three things are a little bit different from one another, okay? Now for you guys, we're gonna make it specifically about cross country. So when is a situation that you guys think you need to concentrate during cross country?
I think you're breathing in stride.
Okay, breathing in stride.
When it's muddy, so you don't slip.
Okay, so not slipping, making sure you're staying on your feet. Anything else?
Attitude.
Positive attitude. Okay, so where we're getting, we'll touch on it.
Like concentrate on your breathing.
Concentrating on your breathing. Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. So you guys are all a little like on the right track, right? So your ability to concentrate on those things means that you need to tune out other things. What are some of the other things that happen at a cross-country race that maybe we don't need to pay attention to?
Bad weather.
When people are talking to you.
When people are talking to you,
Just the other people running in general.
the other people running in general.
The runner's breaths, that really annoys me.
Oh yeah, you
When
get
somebody's
tuned in.
breathing
Yeah,
next to you.
that's something that I used to do a lot.
That controls my breathing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to like sync it up because it just feels right.
Yep. And that's something that a lot of like pack runners will do too. Like when we send you guys out onto like a recovery run, it's really interesting when you guys come back and you're all in the same stride pattern and you're all breathing at the exact rate. It's actually kind of interesting to see. But yeah, so those are all things that kind of, depending on what you're doing and the situation that you're in, you don't want to be paying attention to because maybe they're going to throw you out of your rhythm, right? Now instead of just running your race and breathing at the pace that you know is useful for you, you end up trying to breathe at someone else's rhythm, right? Which is now taking you out of your own game, okay? So we're gonna talk about the different kinds of attention that are available. And it's really funny that you guys are stretching right now because this is kind of like a test of that attention, right? Your ability to stretch while also listening to what I have to say, right? So when we talk about attention, there's a couple different kinds. We have narrow attention, okay? We have, or narrow focus. We have broader kind of focus. We have internal, and we have external, Okay, so when we're talking about internal focus, what we're kind of referring to is your like pre-race routine for you guys, right? So you're getting on the line, and I know this has happened because my father used to do it to me all the time when I was racing, right? You get on the line for a race, and Mr. Daubert comes up to you and he goes, hey, just so you guys know, that's the first turn, right? Run to the first turn. Don't run out here, run to the first turn, right? So that is now your race routine, what you are going to do. Internally, you make that decision when you get on the line of, okay, I'm running there, I'm not running there, right? Or I'm not running out here, I'm going to try and get to that point as quickly as I possibly can, okay? So that's a form of internal, because you're basing your race plan or your race routine, and then this, it also goes into like your pace that you're planning on having when you're going into a race, right? So it's internal in terms of where your focus is. I know what race pace I need to hit, or I know where I'm going to be running, or how I should be running, right? Here's the thing. The gun goes off, right? Now you're running, and you're trying to make your way to that turn. Most of you will be able to go from that internal kind of narrow focus on your game plan, right, to an external broad focus to look at, especially at the invitationals and stuff, where the rest of the runners are, right? Because you kind of need to, as much as we tell you guys to tune out what other athletes are doing, at the start of a race, it's kind of important for you to not run into someone, right? So you kind of have to take a broader view of everything that's going on, where the other athletes are, how fast you're going, how fast they're going, so that way you can make sure that you're planning out, or you're accomplishing your game plan, right? So those are the different kinds of focus then. You've just swapped over from that, okay, I have my game plan in my head as I'm getting on the line, to gun goes off, it's time to put it in action. I need to take it from in here and put it out here. And there's going to be a lot of different ways that you do that, right? Now, I talked to you guys a ton about trying to use external things to help your focus, because we talk a lot about how feeling pain, right, and being hurt and getting 2 miles into a race, it becomes really easy to focus on your legs burning, or your arms hurting, or your stomach feeling not too great, right? And one of the best ways that we can try and avoid your thoughts of dwelling on those things and making them feel even worse is something more external, right? So we think about the trees, or we're trying to run from this tree to that tree, right? Or we're trying to focus on our form, we're focusing on our breathing, we're doing different things to try and get your focus, instead of going down that rabbit hole of negative thoughts of how much pain you're in, to try and get to something a little bit more beneficial that's going to help you guys try and get through something, right? Try and get through that last mile, try and get through the pain that you're having up this hill, right? Now, when would you guys think that having that external focus might be a little dangerous?
When you're focusing on the people in front of you.
Okay. Yeah, that's one situation. Okay, yeah, so you miss a turn,
You get lost.
getting lost.
You completely like mess up your pace because you're not focusing on what you're supposed to run and how you're supposed to run it.
Okay, so you can get a little bit more focused on running the course, right? Instead of running maybe the pace that you tried to set yourself. Okay, right? So those are all great examples. One of the biggest examples that came to my mind is a hill, right? If you're running and you see that big old hill, I love that there's just not enough going on, so we need more, right? This is a great test of your guys' attention right now, and your ability to focus on me instead of the stuff that's going on over there. All right? So, you see a big hill. You're running to the big hill. Big hill's really daunting, and your external focus is on how much this hill is about to hurt you, right? Now, all of a sudden, this external focus isn't helping you, right? Because you're so worried about this hill that now things like your running form and your breathing and all of that other stuff tends to go right out the window, right? So now we need to do something. We need to kind of maybe internal a little bit, check where we're at, so that way we can gauge then how much effort we need to give to get up this hill, right? And you're going to be able to kind of do that by doing that, switching from that external focus on this big hill to an internal focus of how do I feel right now, how much do I really have available in terms of my energy, how long is the race still after this hill, all of that kind of stuff, right? So you're constantly swapping between the two, it's important for you guys to recognize when that's happening so that way you can do better to control it, right? Because like I said, we don't want an external focus going into a big hill if the external focus isn't going to help us get through that hill. Very much like we don't want to be the kid who, when the gun goes off for the race to start, isn't switching to that external focus so I know where everyone else is and end up running into someone and falling down, right? Neither of those situations really help us. So we need to be able to recognize the different kinds of attention and different kinds of focus so that way we can more easily and readily swap between them when it's necessary. Does that kind of make sense to you guys? Yeah? Any questions?
I had a hard time focusing.
Yeah.
So many things are happening around me, I can't.
One of the things that we're going to start doing to help you guys with focus and attention and making sure that you guys are utilizing it to the best of your ability, right, is creating situations in practice that will mirror what it is like in a race, right? So much the way that you guys are going to get on the line for a race, we're going to recreate that, right? Because I'm sure some of you have probably felt the gun goes off and now there's like jostling, there's a lot of moving parts, you're looking at the kid's feet in front of you, you're looking at the group over here, you got the kid over here, right? We're gonna work through that, right? We're gonna set you guys up and we're gonna have you guys run the start of a race, right? To get you guys comfortable with switching your focus from what you're trying to do to actually doing it, okay? And that's gonna really help you guys with that. And then there's some other things that we're gonna be implementing to try and help you guys train that focus so you can recognize when it's switching from one thing to the next, and then we can make sure that you guys are in the right mindset and the right focus when you guys are actually competing. All right, sound good? Any other questions? Okay, thank you guys so much, I appreciate it. So you guys are doing the junior high course 3 times, is that right? All right, you guys can get going. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. No problem.
Do you know if Kate